Hey everyone, this is Towelliee with TGN.TV and welcome to Blackwing Descent. This is Magmaw Heroic Mode 25. The fight has already been defeated. I'm basically going to show you the positioning during the fight. Basically, myself and the DK tank were tanking Magmaw here. Let's put another red little bam. On the green over here is where the melee was stacked, as well as the Blazing Bone Construct ad was being spotted right here at the beginning of the fight. Range was where star is right now, the yellow star. And basically what you would see on normal mode is you would see the ads basically just everyone would get out of the way of Pillar of Flame. The range will switch to the ads. What we do here is we have a Frost DK actually kite the ads the entire fight, because there is an actual set number of ads that can be up all at one time. So if you never kill them off and you just kite them around, then you'll always have the same number of ads throughout the entire fight once you reach that ad maximum. I'm not exactly sure what that number is. I'm sure someone will post it in the YouTube comments once this video is over. But basically what would happen is the Blazing Bone Construct spawned from a meteor that spawns. It'll either spawn here on the melee, on the tanks, or on the raid. Luckily, most of the time, it'll spawn on the melee, depending, if you're heavy melee on the fight, depending if you're heavy melee or heavy ranged. Once that Blazing Bone Construct meteorite hits the ground, you'll see in the video, the first one hits right here, basically where I'm standing and jumping around. And once it hits, it creates this nice little oval ring of fire that you obviously cannot stand in. If you stand in it, it will hit you hard. It's basically like 45k a tick the longer you stand in it. So what's going to happen is we spread out this little melee area into three little parts. Here was one, green was one, purple here was two, and red was three. So basically, if there was fire in one, the raid leader would tell us to move to two. If there was fire in 1 and 2, we would move to 3. If there was fire in 3, we would move to 2. So I mean, we just put it as 1, 2, 3, and it's better just communication that way. Now for the tank switch, what would happen is every time that the DK tank was about to get mangled, you kind of have to time it right. Usually, you can just look at the timer for the next rodeo and just know when to exactly taunt the boss and when the other tank gets mangled. Basically, the way I did it was I just looked at the little goblin DK Knight, and every time that I saw him, when I saw him halfway in midair, I would just taunt. That, I would say you would see a high threat or losing threat, or you would see some sort of threat message on my screen. But I would just basically keep my eye out on the tank, and when he was flying toward Magmaw's mouth, I would just taunt. And we basically took turns. So then when he landed, I had aggro of Magmaw. I would be tanking Magmaw. Then he would taunt, and then I would be mangled by Magmaw. So we went back and forth the entire fight. So basically, the only big changes to heroic mode are the Blazing Bone Constructs. I think after the first one comes down, they come out every 35 seconds. Now, you have to kill them. They only have about 6 million HP. We actually do choose to kill them because we don't want too many to spawn before, they can actually murk the ad tank. So once you kill them, we get them down to about 10-20%, and then we just burn them down, because at that point they have a cast time that if the cast comes, the cast finishes, they do an explosion for 150,000 damage in an AoE radius. So we don't want that to happen. So we actually do decide to kill the blade. Alright, well, let's get to business here. So I'm going to stack on top of the DK tank, who's a gnome. I literally don't stack on top of him because I don't want to, block any type of peripheral view he might, want to have, because I'm, a fat tauren. But besides that, for the first lava spew, I always pop Divine Guardian. I always find it better. It helps all the healers get settled in pretty well. I mean, not that the healers need any help from me, but I mean, it just, lowers the damage, and, we save on mana, etc. As you can see, I pop Divine Guardian. The damage is not that insane going out from the lava spew. So right where Moon is standing is where there it is. You saw that meteor land down, spawning the Blazing Bone Construct with the fire all around it. The ad tank is marked with Moon. I believe it. No, actually, one of the melee is marked with Moon. So we're following one of the melee around. Basically, the Bone Construct is getting hit by cleave damage. There are DPSC Magmaw as well as the Bone Construct ad. Our next rodeo is in about 45 seconds. We're still going to get the lava spew. As you can see, the DK is right there next to where the Berserk timer is. And he's kiting those ads around. There are those ads. And he's getting healed as he's kiting those ads. So I don't know what DKs use. chill. I think it's Chillblains they use with Pestilence and Howling Blast. That time the fire landed, the construct landed on the range. The tank picked it up, brought it into the melee. Here comes the rodeo. You're going to see the little gnome flying into Magmaw's mouth from Mangle. And you're going to see it's going to come in a few seconds. Once I see that happen, that's how I usually know. There you go. He gets picked up. I taunt. Now I have the highest threat. We have that ignition on the ground. Everyone moves to the left side not to get hit. Another blazing construct just landed out by the ranged. The tank's going to pick that one up. You have to kill that blazing construct when it gets to about 20-25% and below that, because then he starts like a cast that if it goes through, he will probably, he will do an AoE attack that hits for about like 150,000 fire damage. I'm not sure what the radius is on that because I don't think we actually let one go off. But one thing I noticed was the exposed head of Magmaw has like a bigger range now. Before, I used to have to be literally on top of it to hit it. Now I'm just hitting it right from the position where I should be tanking it. So now that Cyclic, the DK tank, is coming out of Mangle, I am taking over the tanking for Magmaw. So I'm going to pop one of my cooldowns to get myself situated here. I'm going to pop my Guardian of the Ancient Kings. I also pop, once again, Divine Guardian for Lava Spew, which helps the entire raid with healing. It's a 20% damage reduction to the entire raid, or what we call raid wall. From this point of view, I'm kind of zoomed in. I'm trying to get like a Diablo over the head top view here. So I'm doing pretty decent on threat here, even though my hit is like basically terrible at the moment with my unhittable block cap set. So yeah, so that's basically the entire fight. The Bone Construct ad gets moved into the melee. We call out 1, 2, and 3, the position of where to move the actual ad. We DPS the ad down to about 20-25%. And here I am, I'm Mangle. Now I'm in Mangle. I'm taking a shit ton of damage. So basically, I'm going to be using Word of Glory whenever my health goes down. I actually didn't really even get hit that hard. I believe I even got a pain suppression while I was up there. So, I mean, my health barely went below 50%. I used Crusader Strike spam to Word of Glory spam my ass. There you go. That last one hit for about 28.9k. This is what sucks about the fight for me, is that there's so many fucking nameplates because of all the Parasite ads being kited. It's like, oh my god, must target head of Magmaw, don't know what to do. And the Bone Construct's over here on the number 3 side, so I should probably move a little bit closer to the edge so I can, tank Magmaw properly. But yeah, so pretty much DPS the crap out of the exposed head. He takes more damage during that phase. And that's basically it. And the tanks just swap every other Mangle. Make sure that you taunt at the exact time because the threat mechanics are a little weird. You don't want any of the ranged or, any of the melee being one-shotted by the boss if you didn't taunt correctly or whatnot. Also, you must be within melee range of Magmaw if you're picking him back up from his exposed head or from the slumped over. Because what's going to happen is if you're not in melee range, he's just going to pick one of the next melee and threat. He's just going to, like, murk him down, which is something that we don't want to happen. So there, once again, I was able to use my Divine Guardian for Lava Spew. So with a 2-minute cooldown, I could basically use Divine Guardian about 4 to 5 times during this fight. This fight, I believe it lasted about like 9 minutes or so. It took us a few, this was about like our 6th attempt of the beginning of the evening to get this down. But, once we had a game time Al Pacino any given Sunday chat from the raid leader, we were ready to go and not wipe again. So yeah, this fight's pretty simple on heroic mode. Once you have everything figured out, the main elements: Blazing Bone Construct, move them from the fire, melee move with. One's going to land right here in the 3 quadrant, kind of in between the 2 and the 3 quadrant. Have someone kite the ads. Frosty K's probably Mage could probably kite them too, but we use a Frosty King. He does an amazing job of it too. I don't think any ads actually got out of hand to a point where they were gonna come into the melee or gonna hit one of the ranged. And what that does is by freeing up that 1 DPS to kite, that means that the ranged have 100% uptime on the boss, and they don't have to be constantly switching between. Yeah, a lot of fire there. I died. Did I die? Yes, I died. I'll admit I died. I died to the fire. There's a point where I was trying to move in between the cracks of the fire, and I was trying to be a hero, and then I just, yeah. But, I got battle res, and we're back up. I got my pain suppressions on me, so I can, tank Magmaw when I got back out of Rebirth. Sorry, I'm having a rum and coke as I'm narrating this here. But so far, so good. My next video is basically going to be, I believe, Maloriak hard mode, or hopefully Nefarian 25 hard mode if we get it down soon. That's what we've been working on currently, and there seems to be some progress there. So Chimera on hard mode, I still have to give Omnitron defense system if we get back to that one. Yeah, for those also asking about my stream has been verified by Livestream, so I don't have a 50% limit anymore. So my streams should be going back up for raids now. This has been Towelliee with TGN.TV. This is Blackwing Descent Magmaw 25-man heroic mode. If anyone else has any other suggestions or any tips for the fight, please post them in the YouTube channel. In the YouTube comments for this video. Twitter.com/TowTheTank, Facebook.com/TowTheTank, wow.tgn.tv. You can visit my personal site, holyshield.com. I post usually all my videos and my thoughts. It's like my little mini blog. And that's pretty much about it. And right here, we're in the last stages of the fight. Like any other good guild, once you already click, everything just comes together. And, I guess for me, it was a great change because it's kind of good, to be in the presence of people who, don't like to fail and don't know failure. They just want to succeed and down progression. Although this is not progression for them, it was progression for me because I just jumped in, and started tanking on a heroic mode that I've never been in on. And, where maybe other people might take a few attempts or a few times to get it together, I feel like I pick up pretty quickly. So that's pretty much it. TGN.TV. Also, don't forget to visit youtube.com/TGN Idol. Okay, /TGN Idol. That's where our up and coming future TGN directors are currently posting their videos. Hopefully, if they make the ranks, we'll move them up. We'll give them a little spot there. Don't matter to us. But there's heroic Magmaw 25 man. Let's check out the loot. I was going to die in that fire to check out the loot. And the trinket drop, I did not get it. But eventually I'll get it. Tank loot just, goes out so quickly because there's so few of us. So there you go. This has been Towelliee. Peace out.